Good morning everyone. Basa tayo ng Bible guys. Numbers 9, 10, and 11 and Mark chapter 5 verse 1 to 20. Unahin natin ang Mark. May tanda na eh. Five, 1 to 20. Anong date na tayo? Pang anong date na? Pang 25. Pero ang totoong araw ngayon is February 15 lang guys. Happy birthday sa aking apo. Jesus sends demons into a herd of pigs. They went across the lake to the region of the Gerasenes. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an evil spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain, for he had often been chained hand and foot, but he tore the chains apart and broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and in the hills he would cry out and cut himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and fell on his knees in front of him. He shouted at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? Swear to God that you won't torture me." For Jesus had said to him, "Come out of this man, you evil spirit." Then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "My name is Legion," he replied, "for we are many," and he begged Jesus again and again not to send him out of the area. A large herd of pigs was feeding on the nearby hillside. The demons begged Jesus, "Send us among the pigs, allow us to go into them." He gave them permission, and the evil spirits came out and went into the pigs. The herd, about 2,000 in number, rushed down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned. So, nalunod sila, 2,000. The herd, about 2,000 in number. Those tending the pigs ran off and reported this in the town and countryside, and the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons, sitting there, dressed and in his right mind. So matino na siya. And they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people what had happened to the demon-possessed man, and told about the pigs as well. Then the people began to plead with Jesus to leave the region. Hala, natakot sila. As Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. Gustong sumama nung yung napossess ng demon, guys. Jesus did not let him but said, "Go home to your family and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he had mercy on you." So the man went away and began to tell in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and all the people were amazed. Nakala ko natakot. So, gusto nga niya sumama, ayaw lang ni Jesus. So, dito na tayo sa Numbers. Nine, 10, and 11. Ang haba ng Chinese New Year. Abutin siya ng hanggang ngayon. 4 na araw. So hanggang ngayon, holiday pa rin dito. 9, 10, 3 chapters. Kaya nga inuna ko yung mark eh. Maiksi lang. Dito kasi 3 chapters siya. The Passover. Chapter 9 na guys. Numbers. The Lord spoke to Moses in the desert of Sinai in the first month. Kahit hindi na pala ako bumili ng the law of Moses sa dami ng yung the law of Moses na book guys. Kahit hindi, yun siyan ko na. Kahit hindi na tayo bumili, andito ang daming batas Hindi mo makayang kabisaduhin sa dami. The Passover. The Lord spoke to Moses in the desert of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they came over. Sorry. Ulit guys. The Passover, chapter 9 ng Numbers. The Lord spoke to Moses in the desert of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they came out of Egypt. He said, have the Israelites celebrate the Passover at the appointed time. Celebrate it at the appointed time at twilight on the 14th day of the month, in accordance with all its rules and regulations. So Moses told the Israelites to celebrate the Passover, and they did so in the desert of Sinai at twilight on the 14th day of the first month. The Israelites did everything just as the Lord commanded Moses, but some of them could not celebrate the Passover on the day because they were ceremonially unclean on account of a dead body. So they came to Moses and Aaron the same day and said to Moses, we have become unclean because of a dead body. By why should we keep from presenting the Lord offering with the other Israelites at the appointed time? Moses answered them, wait until I find out what the Lord commands concerning you. Then the Lord said to Moses, tell the Israelites, when any of you or your descendants are unclean because of dead body or are away on journey, they will still celebrate the Lord's Passover. So exempted naman pala. They are celebrated on 14th day of the second month. So instead of first month, second month sila. At twilight, they are to eat the lamb together with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They must not leave any of it till morning or break any of its bones. When they celebrate the Passover, they must follow all the regulations. But if a man who is ceremonially clean and not on a journey fails to celebrate the Passover, the person must be cut off from his people because he did not present the Lord's offering at the appointed time. That man will bear the consequences of his sin. An alien living among you who wants to celebrate the Lord's Passover must do so in accordance with its rules and regulations. You must have the same regulations for the alien and the native born. Receiving guidance for the journey, the cloud above the tabernacle. On the day of the tabernacle, the tent of the testimony was set up. The cloud covered it from evening till morning. The cloud above the tabernacle looked like fire. That is how it continued to be. The cloud covered it. At night it looked like fire. Whenever the cloud lifted from above the tent, the Israelites set out. Wherever the cloud settled, the Israelites encamped. At the Lord's command, the Israelites set out. At his command, they encamped. As long as the clouds stayed over the tabernacle, they remained encamped. When the cloud remained over the tabernacle a long time, the Israelites obeyed the Lord's order and did not set out. Sometimes the cloud was over the tabernacle only a few days. At the Lord's command, they would encamp, and then at his command, they would set out. Sometimes the cloud stayed only from evening till morning, and when it lifted in the morning, they set out, whether by day or by night. Whenever the cloud lifted, they set out. Whether the cloud stayed over the tabernacle over 2 days or a month or a year. Really, a year. The Israelites would remain in camp and not set out, but when it lifted, they would set out. At the Lord's command, they encamped, and at the Lord's command, they set out. They obeyed the Lord's order in accordance with his command through Moses. Chapter 10. The Silver Trumpets. The Lord said to Moses, "Make 2 trumpets of hammered silver and use them for sounding the whole community, and use them for calling the community together and for having the camp set out. When both are sounded, the whole community is to assemble before you at the entrance to the tent of meeting. If only one is sounded, the leaders, the heads of the clans of Israel." So mayroong palatandaan, guys. If only one is sounded, the leaders, the heads of the clans of Israel are to assemble before you. When a trumpet blast is sounded, the tribes camping on the east are to assemble before you. Wait. Pag isang lang, nagkamali ako ng basa, guys. Ulit sa verse 4. If only one is sounded, the leaders, the heads of the clans of Israel are to assemble before you. The verse 5, when a trumpet blast is sounded, the tribes camping on the east are to set out. At the sounding of a second blast, the camps on the south are to set out. So may palatandaan nga ng kung paano yung tunog ng trumpet. The blast will be the signal for setting out. To gather the assembly, blow the trumpets, but not with the same signal. So yun nga, iba-iba nga ang signal. The sons of Aaron, the priest, are to blow the trumpets. This is to be a lasting ordinance for you and the generations to come. Paano yan, Father God? Wala na si Aaron. Sino nagagawa niyan? Lasting ordinance pa naman siya. For you and the generations to come. When you go into battle in your own land, guns. Verse 9. When you go into battle in your own land against an enemy who is oppressing you, sound a blast on the trumpets. So kung mayroon silang kaaway, guys, napakahalaga ng trumpeta. Napakahalaga ng trumpet nila. Then you will be remembered by the Lord your God and rescued from your enemies. Ang galing. Also at your times of rejoicing, your appointed feasts and human festival, you are to sound the trumpets over your burnt offerings and fellowship offerings, and they will be a memorial for you before your God. I am the Lord your God. The people complained, the Israelites leave Sinai. On the 28th day of the second month of the second year, the cloud lifted from above the tabernacle of the testimony. Then the Israelites set out from the desert of Sinai and traveled from place to place until the cloud came to rest in the desert of Paran. They set out the first time, and at the Lord's command from Moses, the divisions of the camp of Judah went first under their standard. Nashon, son of Amminadab, was in command. Nethanel, son of Zuar, was over the division of the tribe of Issachar, and Eliab, son of Helon, was over the division of the tribe of Zebulun. Then the tabernacle was taken down, and the Gershonites and Merarites who carried it set out. The divisions of the camp of Reuben went next under their standard. Elizur, son of Shedeur, was in command. Shalomel, son of Surishadai, was over the division of the tribe of Simeon. And Eliasaph, son of Deuel, was over the division of the tribe of Gad. Then the Kohathites set out carrying the holy things. The tabernacle was to be set up before they arrived. The divisions of the camp of Ephraim went next under their standard. Elishama, son of Amihud, was in command. Gamaliel, son of Pedasur, was over the division of the tribe of Manasseh, and Abidan, son of Geduni, was over the division of the tribe of Benjamin. Finally, as the rear guard for all the units, the divisions of the camp of Dan set out under their standard. Ahizur, son of Ammishaddai, was in command. Pagiel, son of Okran, was over the division of the tribe of Asher, and Ahira, son of Enan, was over the division of the tribe of Naphtali. This was the order of march for the Israelite division was as they set out. Now Moses said to Hobab, son of Reuel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law. Sabihan na ni Moses, "We are setting out for the place about which the Lord said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will treat you well, for the Lord has promised good things to Israel." He answered, "No, I will not go. I am going back to my own land and my own people." But Moses said, "Please do not leave us. You know where we should camp in the desert, and you can be our eyes. If you come with us, we will share with you whatever good things the Lord gives us." So they set out from the mountain of the Lord and traveled for 3 days. The ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them during those 3 days to find them a place to rest. The cloud of the Lord was over them. By day, when they set out from the camp, whenever the ark set out, Moses said, "Rise up, O Lord. May your enemies be scattered. May your foes flee before you." Whenever it came to rest, return, O Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel. Dito na tayo sa chapter 11, guys. Fire from the Lord. Now the people complained about the hardships in the hearing of the Lord. And when he heard them, his anger was aroused. Then fire from the Lord burned among them, and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. When the people cried out to Moses, he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down. So that place was called Tabera, because fire from the Lord had burned among them. Grabe magparusa, no? Apoy. Quail from the Lord. The rubble. Excuse me, na muna tayo. Sabi na sa inyo eh. Hanggang 2 chapters lang. Ay, kakapagod pala mag. Pabalik-balik lang naman kasi guys. Quail from the Lord. The rabble with began to crave other food, and again the Israelites started wailing and said, "If only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost, also the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything but this manna." Yung binigay ni Father God sa kanila. The manna was like coriander seed and looked like resin. The people went around gathering it and then ground it in hand mill or cast it in a mortar. They cooked it in a pot or made into cakes, and it tasted like something made with olive oil. When the dew settled on the camp at night, the manna also came down. Moses heard the people of every family wailing it at the entrance to his tent. The Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses was troubled. He asked the Lord, "Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? What have I done to displease you, that you put the burden of all these people on me? Did I conceive all the people? Did I give them birth? Why do you tell me to carry them in my arms, as a nurse carries an infant, to the land you promised on oath to their forefathers?" Ayun, nagrereklamo na si Moses. "Where can I get meat for all these people? They keep willing to me, give us meat to eat. I cannot carry all these people by myself. The burden is too heavy for me." Wawa naman si Moses. "If this is how you are going to treat me, put me to death right now. I have found favor in your eyes, and do not let me face my own ruin." The Lord said to Moses, "Bring me 70 of Israel's elders who are known to you as leaders and officials among the people. Have them come to the tent of meeting, that they may stand there with you. I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take off the spirit that is on you and put the spirit on them." So yung mga elders, swerte rin ng mga elders, leaders guys, makikita rin nila si Father God. "I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take off the spirit that is on you and put the spirit on them. They will help you carry the burden of the people, so that you will not have to carry it alone. Tell the people, consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow, when you will eat meat." The Lord heard. When you will, if only we had meat to eat. We were better off in Egypt. Now the Lord will give you meat, and you will eat it. You will not eat it for just 1 day or 2 days or 5 days or 5, 10 or 20 days, but for a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils, and you loathe it, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you, and have dwelled before him, saying, "Why did we ever leave Egypt?" But Moses said, "Here I am among 600,000. Oh, ang dami. 600,000 men on foot. Ang dami pala guys. Paano nga makakaya yan ni Moses? Talo pa niya presidente, no? Parang siya na yung presidente ng araw. Here I am among 600,000 men on foot, and ye say, I will give them meat to eat for a whole month. Would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them? Kasi naman ang dami yung offering. Nasaan na yun? Naubos na, kaka-offer. Ano kaya yun guys? Ang mahal-mahal kaya ng mga yun. Would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them? Nagrereklamo sila guys na wala daw meat. Ano yung mga ino-offer nila? Di ba meat yun? Pagka kinatay na nila. Kung sa bagay si Aaron lang pala ang kakain noon. Would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them? Would they have enough if all the fish in the sea? So kung may pambigay nga sila sa offering, syempre meron din silang pang sa kanila. How come na nagrereklamo sila na wala silang meat? Kasi yung ina-offer nila, di ba, walang defect. So, yung matitira sa kanila kahit paano naman, meron pa rin. Nag-reaction. Bilisan na guys. Would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them? Okay, tama na. Yan nga, would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them? Would they have enough if all the fish in the sea were caught for them? The Lord answered Moses, Is the Lord's arms too short? Yung chat ko, sorry. You will now see whether or not what I say will come true for you. So Moses went out and told the people what the Lord had said. He brought together 70 of their elders and had them stand around the tent. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and spoke with him, and he took off the spirit that was on him and put the spirit on the 70 elders. When the spirit rested on them, they prophesied, but they did not do so again. However, two men whose names were Eldad and Medad had remained in the camp. They were listed among the elders but did not go out to the tent. Yet the Spirit also rested on them, and they prophesied in the camp. A young man ran and told Moses, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. Joshua, son of Nun. May anak yung madre? So si Joshua nakasakasama ni Moses sa Mount Sinai nung magkaroon ng yung nanduro siya ng 40 nights and 40 days. Si Joshua, anak pala yun ng madre. Ito guys, sa verse 28, Joshua, son of Nun, who had been Moses' aide. Yun nga, yung kasakasama ni Moses. Since youth spoke up and said, Moses, my Lord, stop them. So, anak siya ng madre. Akala ko ba, yung paniniwala natin guys, na yung pare, yung madre, hindi pwede mag-asawa. Ito, may ito yung may anak. So, mali. Ngayon ko nalalaman na mali yung paniniwala namin nang maliit pa kami. Kasi ang sabi nila, kung ayaw mag-asawa, mag-madre ka na lang. Also, ito nga, madre, may anak si Joshua. Mas kung ayaw mag-asawa, pare ka na lang. So, ang paniniwala, madre at pare, hindi pwede mag-asawa. Pero ito ngayon, kay Moses, may anak. So, mali yung paniniwala natin. But Moses replied, Are you jealous for my sake? Sorry. I wish that all the Lord peoples were prophets, and that the Lord would put his spirit on them. Then Moses and the elders of Israel returned to the camp. Now a wind went out from the Lord and drove quail in from the sea. It brought them down all around the camp to about 3 feet above the ground, as far as a day's walk in any directions. Nakakadiri naman tuloy pagka sobrang dami niyan. Quail pa naman. Diba guys? Ayan. Sa verse 32 guys. All that day and night and all the next day the people went out and gathered quail. No one gathered less than 10 homers. Then they spread them out all around the camp. But while the meat was still between their teeth, and before it could be consumed, the anger of the Lord burned against the people, and he struck them with a silver plague. Ayan. Therefore the place was named Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people who had craved other food. Ayun, namatay din sila guys. From Kibroth Hattaavah, the people traveled to Hazeroth and stayed there. Okay, bye everyone. God bless.